Day 3 from Chess24's Legends of Chess event brings us the top 3 positions from today in chess. The first position I want to show you is Giri forgets to check his checks. He plays the move Queen f7, which looks like a natural check, but it only helps Black get to the square he wants to go. After King to e3 and Queen to e7 check, King f2, now the only check left is Queen c5 check. Here, Black plays the powerful move Rook d4, and all of a sudden, White is out of checks. After the move Queen g4, pawn to g2, Queen c2 check, Black plays Rook d2, says, I don't care about show queen, and Queen g6, and after pawn to g1, and the new queen is made, and Giri resigned. What Giri should have done was found the right check to prevent helping his opponent's king get to that beautiful square of f2. He should have gone, instead of Queen f7, Queen b8 check. This forces King g4, otherwise he loses this pawn on g3. Y'all would not like that. And now after the precise move Queen c8 check, which prevents the king from getting to h3, now after the move King h4 and Queen h8 check, there's just simply going to be a repetition of the position. The second position I want to show you is Leko, Let's Go of Magnus Carlsen. Here the world champion is in dire straits and played the move Queen to b8 in order to defend that knight on e5. After the move Rook e1, though, Magnus Carlsen found a brilliant strategic idea by playing the move Knight f3 check, and after Queen takes f3, Bishop takes d4. You might say that's just an exchange. But now Peter Leko is basically forced to play a move like Rook takes c4. He could also try Bishop takes c4, but this would allow Bishop captures b2, Rook b1, Bishop takes c4, Rook takes b2, and then something like, say, Queen b4, Rook to e4, and now pawn to h6. A little safety move, and it becomes pretty apparent that even though White is up in exchange, Black simply has too strong of a pawn on b3 that Rook is going to have to guard the pawn on b3, and this very strong light square bishop, which can always sit back on e6, will have an easy time defending b3. The game should be a draw, as the computer shows. Instead of this, he played Rook takes c4, and after Bishop takes b2, Rook b1, very similar line, Bishop takes c4, Bishop takes c4, Bishop to d4. Now the only difference is that that b3 pawn is no longer on the board, but also there's no exchange advantage for White, so the game was eventually agreed to as a draw. What he should have done instead of this move Rook e1, was to play this move Queen to e4. And after Rook to e8, f4, now Black is in huge trouble. Knight to d7, pawn to f5. Now that bishop, which is so crucial in guarding c4, which guards b3 eventually, is going to be forced away. So after pawn to c3, which is his best try, Rook takes c3, bishop c4, which attacks the queen from the rook on e8, Queen f3. And after bishop takes f1 and even king takes f1, it's pretty apparent that the rook and queen are going to gang up on this b3 pawn, win the pawn, and simply White's going to be up a clean exchange. This would have been a way to take down the world chess champion. The third position I'm going to show you is there's no such thing as a free lunch. That was a bad pun on Mr. Ding Liren, who has really been having a tough tournament. After Bishop takes a4, I'll give you a moment here. Pause the video. White to play and win material, if not force mate. Bishop takes h7, check. A powerful move. Now he should have played king to h8, but it doesn't really matter. He was already lost. Here the powerful move Knight f5, and Ding is going to get mated by the old timer, the grandfather of Russian chess, Vasily Ivanchuk. After knight takes h7, knight to h6, here Ding resigned the game because there's forced mate. For instance, after king f8, if you just take the knight, then queen will capture on h7 with check. Queen takes h7, g takes h6, and now with the move rook g3, and say queen to d7, preventing queen g7 mate, move Rook g8 is forced mate. Those are the top 3 positions from today in chess. I hope you learned something. Was there any position that I missed? Should I have included it in today's top 3? Let me know in the comment section down below, and maybe I'll make a video on it a little bit later. I'll talk to you next time. Goodbye.